Hey everyone. So we're all pretty used to thinking about AI as a tool, right? It's something that helps us write code or crunch some data. But what if AI wasn't just on the team? What if it was managing the team? Today we're going to dive into a really wild idea from some new research, taking AI from just a task doer to the team orchestrator. And that really boils down to this one question. Can an AI actually lead a team? I mean, can it really take a huge goal, break it down, assign all the pieces to a mix of humans and other AIs, and then, handle all the chaos when things inevitably go wrong? Let's dig in. You see, right now, we've kind of got this AI productivity paradox. On one hand, we have AIs that are absolutely brilliant specialists. They can code, they can analyze, they can write. They're amazing at these very specific tasks, but they're missing that big picture view. There's no AI project manager connecting all the dots, and that creates a massive bottleneck for any really complex project. So, how do we solve this big coordination problem? Well, researchers are proposing a pretty radical solution. It's not about just making those specialist AIs a little bit better. Nope. It's about creating an entirely new role for AI. So, let's meet the autonomous manager agent. Just think of it like an AI project lead. You give it a high-level goal, something vague like, hey, launch our new product. And its job is to manage the entire thing from start to finish, coordinating a whole team of human and AI workers to make it happen. And what's really cool is how they break down what this AI manager would actually do. First, it structures the whole workflow, takes that big goal and breaks it down into a web of smaller tasks. Then it assigns those tasks to whoever's best for the job, human or AI. It keeps an eye on everything, fixes problems as they pop up, and, this is a big one, it revises the plan in real time. Oh, and it keeps its human boss in the loop the whole time. This isn't just automation, it's full-on orchestration. Now, this would be a fundamental shift in how we work. We'd move from a human-in-the-loop model, where we're constantly jumping in and making decisions, to a human-on-the-loop model. The human sets the overall strategy, the big picture goals, but the AI manager handles the nitty-gritty operational details. The whole point is to free us up from that cognitive overload of managing complex projects and just let us focus on what really matters. Okay, but building something like this is, well, it's incredibly hard. The researchers actually call it a grand challenge for the entire AI community, and they've identified 4 huge hurdles that we have to clear first. First up, hierarchical decomposition. How on earth does an AI take a super vague goal like launch a new airline and break it down into a logical plan with thousands of steps? Today's AIs are decent at short-term planning, but they can easily get lost in that level of complexity. One little mistake early on could cause the entire plan to just fall apart. Then you have multi-objective optimization. I mean, any manager knows their life is a constant balancing act between cost, speed, and quality. The AI manager has to do that too. And it needs to be able to adapt on the fly when the boss walks in and says, "Forget the budget, we need this done yesterday." The third hurdle is a classic AI problem, but it's even harder here. Coordinating ad hoc teams. Real projects are messy. People join, people leave. The AI manager has to be able to work with new teammates it's never seen before, figure out what they're good at, and just slot them into the project seamlessly. That's a huge, huge challenge. And finally, maybe the most important one, governance and compliance. How do you make absolutely sure that this AI manager and its whole team is following all the rules? We're talking everything from legal regulations to your company's internal policies. And this can't be some feature you tack on at the end. It has to be baked into the system from day one. So, okay, those are some massive hurdles. The question is, how do today's top AI models actually perform on these kinds of tasks? To figure that out, the researchers did more than just write a paper. They built a virtual testing ground to put these AI managers through their paces. They call it Mayhem. You can basically think of it as a workout gym or maybe a flight simulator for AI managers. They threw 20 super complex, real-world scenarios at different AI strategies, everything from running a marketing campaign to trying to manage a global data breach. And the results were really fascinating. So if you just measure, did you get the job done, a strategy called assign all, which basically makes the entire plan up front and just hits go, it performed better. It completed about half of the overall goal. But the chain of thought planner, the one that tries to think through each step more carefully, it only got about 31% of the way there. But, and this is the killer detail that explains the whole problem, Look what happens when you check if they actually followed the rules. That thoughtful chain of thought manager was way better at sticking to the project's constraints, scoring almost 60%, while the faster one barely managed 48%. And this right here is the heart of the problem. It's the manager's dilemma. It seems you can be fast and get things done, or you can be careful and follow the rules. But right now, even our most advanced AI models have a really hard time doing both at the same time. So this isn't just some abstract technical puzzle to solve. The idea of an AI manager brings up some profound questions about the human side of all this. What does it mean for the future of our jobs, for fairness, and for who's ultimately in charge? The researchers point out some really serious risks we need to think about. For example, what if an AI manager, trained on biased company data, starts assigning all the cool career-building tasks to AI workers and just leaves the humans with the boring stuff? You could see human skills start to atrophy, to just fade away over time. And that brings us to this incredibly powerful concept they call the moral crumple zone. You know how a car has a crumple zone that's designed to absorb the impact in a crash? The fear is that human workers become that crumple zone when these big, complex AI-managed systems fail. When something goes wrong, the blame gets absorbed by the human at the end of the chain, not the opaque AI system that made the decision. Which leaves us with the ultimate question here. When a project run by an AI manager goes completely off the rails, who's actually to blame? Is it the human worker who was just following the AI's instructions? Is it the AI manager itself? Or is it the developers who designed it? This is a question that goes way beyond code and gets to the heart of what accountability is even going to mean in the age of AI.